I'm back. Hey, YouTube. It's been a while since I put out a new episode. So I had some health problems that just wore me out. Just didn't have any energy, and but that's all behind me now. And past few weeks, been really working on the layout as much as I can. And we had our daughter and grandson visit us from Oregon, and that was a blast. Went and saw a soccer game at the new stadium here in town, and that was awesome. Um, but I've been busy late, like I said, working on a layout, and I'll show you what so far I've got done. And I'm starting the next table. I just finished the 10-foot one, and I shouldn't say finished, but it's, I can run trains on it, and I still got work to do on scenery and all that stuff. But I want to start getting the other track laid on this other table here. And when you plan, like I used a computer program to plan the layout, and so far I'm not doing exactly what the layout said. It's just a matter of real estate that you have on a layout. No matter how I went 30 inches deep, and there still wasn't enough room. So uh, over the course of the past, I don't know, probably 6 months, I've been looking for places that were small but realistic. And so what I did is I got on Google Earth and just started following tracks around Knoxville on Google Earth. And the first one I found, I'm actually putting on layout because it is super small, super easy, and super cheap to do. And it's very realistic. And there's another one that's at a big company, but what they're doing there, first of all, surprised me. Second of all, um, it's something you could do in a small space, and it would make it real easy. And the third one is one that a lot of people have used. I'm going to put the same thing on there. Um, so I'm going to shut up. Let's just go to Google Earth and let's get started, okay? Okay, Google Earth. This is Knoxville. So the first place that I found that I told you guys about, this place is called Hudson Materials. And I couldn't believe how small this place was. It's amazing. There is, this is the whole thing. There's 4 cars on this side rail right here, 4 tankers, and then just a bunch of tanks, and that's it. I mean, this is the entrance. There's a little building there. There's a few cars. There's all these tanks sitting there. Okay. And then back here, there are some semi truck tankers. And this is the whole size of it. It is truly, really small. And I was like, what in the world do they do here? I mean, where do they get all these different chemicals, I would imagine? And so what do they do? So what I did is I went to their website and whoops, that's the wrong page. Paper's coming on today though. So they make uh, emulsion for asphalt, and the Vulcan asphalt business mineral materials company, they still get the materials to make this stuff in Chattanooga, but then you have, I think they bring those semi tanks up here, and then they mix it together and put it on the tankers. So that's what they do. And like I said, it's super small, super easy. These tracks here are the Knoxville and what's Holston River. And I'm gonna turn this around here. Let me just back up here. That's what we'll do. So this right here is Knoxville Locomotive Works. That's part of the GNO, which owns the Knoxville and Holston River and a few other short lines. And so I started looking around at other things, and I'm going to go down here to Cisco. This one surprised me. This is, Cisco does distribution for food for restaurants and such. And they have this huge facility. And I thought it was just a distribution center. But guess what? It is not. Um, they have a nice sized yard here with all these covered hoppers. And all they do here, there's no big system here putting it in and doing anything fancy. They just have these uh, grain elevators, and they stick this one part underneath of the car, which now they look sunk into the pavement. Thank you, Google Earth. Um, and they do have, though, this little thing, and I don't want to get too close or else I'll go to ground. There's something they put on the other side. There's a tank and some piece of machinery, but you could do this in a small space. You wouldn't have to have a big operation like this. A small, bakery that makes, needs wheat and all flour and all that stuff. This could be done really easily. And I was just surprised that they were making something there from scratch that they were going to put out. So that's one. Now I'm going to back out. And this one, this is scrap metal. And there's a bunch of, that's a steel facility over there. This is a metal place, sheet metal over here. But there's this scrapyard. And, I just love the messiness of this. And, you take a track right off of this line, bring it in here with one car. When they're done, they'll call you, take it out, put it in an empty, and that's just really easy. And there's, like I said, real estate on layouts doesn't have to be massive structures like this. When I was looking around, there's a big steel plant not that far from my house that I've never seen that has a lot of train traffic going in and out of it, but I don't have that kind of real estate. So anyway, I'm going to show you what I've got going for this Hudson Chemical or whatever materials. And like I said, it's super small, super easy, and super cheap. So let's go into the train room. I had put a couple pictures in the thumbnail for this video. It was just, I took them last night, and I've got a couple of scenes that I really liked. So I took this picture, and it makes it look like I did a lot of work, but I really didn't. But this is like one of the busiest customers of ours, Van Winkle Distributors. That was my best buddy, Mark, and he was in this business, and unfortunately he passed away a while ago. And so this is my tribute to him, but it's just, I thought it was a kind of a cool picture. Finally, having cars there and having people there and stuff. And so that was one of them. And here in just a second is the other one. And really like everything about this. I like the ice machine over here, and there's grocery carts, and you can see there's a lady pushing a grocery cart here in the store. And we got some fruits and vegetables outside. And this I just love. Um, it's a space rocket patrol thing. Uh, I got and I painted, and I just love it, man. When I was a kid, if you guys are younger, you don't probably ever seen this, but outside of grocery stores and like Woolworths and stuff, they would have these rides like a horse or a rocket or a car or something that you put a quarter in and thing bounces around, and they were great, man, just great. Um, so I got the apropos cars for this, and in the background there is the train station, which I was going to put on there, but I ended up putting it on, and I like it a lot. The house is looking cool. It's just everything about this picture. I love it, and it just I'm going to show you the layout as it is with lights on and in all its ugly glory. But I just really liked this scene and how it kind of unfolded. Um, so now I'm going to run some trains, and I don't know how successful that'll be. There's a turnout and some track that attached to it that I'm going to have to cut out and get another turnout. And I'm not really thrilled with that idea, but I really need to do it because it's causing me problems, and I don't think I can fix it by just stripping it off and putting it back down again. I know, and you know, guys know how that goes. But anyway, so I'm going to run some trains, and then I'm going to show you that small small footprint industry with the big tanks and everything, Hudson Materials. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. And now for Hudson Chemical, that place on Google Maps. It has that small footprint. So these tanks right up here, that's a Walthers kit. They all come in one box. Fairly inexpensive, you know, shop eBay and shop around. Easy to put together. And the 4 big tanks back there are just simply PVC pipe that I had left around the house. And so far I created those 4. I might add a couple more. I got some thick styrene sheets, and drilled these lids, and I put the hole in there on purpose. I've got piping that I'm going to take out of the top, bend it, comes down into the ground, and then how do we put that on there? That is not exactly like Hudson Chemical, but it is the same process. So I'm going to have a Y coming into this, so there'll be 2 tracks, 1 tanker each, and it this was kind of a bear to put together. It's a lot of small pieces, but again, relatively cheap, and that's the whole setup, man. I mean, I bought this and this. This is all homemade, and you can make, you know, more of these you want and stack them all in that same small little area. That was on Google Maps. It's a no-brainer. You've got a tank service here now. You got a small customer, small footprint, doesn't take up much space, cheap and easy, which is how I like it. So I'm ending with this. We'll see you soon. I'll be making some more videos this week. So have a great time. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe, hit the like, get the notifications, and goodbye. Bye bye.